Have you ever hit the snooze button just one more time, thinking, what's another 5 minutes? Well, for a man named Alex, those 5 minutes, compounded over years, cost him everything. This isn't just a story about being late. It's a story about how the small, seemingly insignificant choices we make every day can define our entire lives. Alex was a master of the morning rush. Not the efficient, organized kind, but the chaotic, last minute, everything is on fire kind. His alarm would blare at 7, but Alex, a seasoned negotiator with his own consciousness, would bargain it down to 7:15. By the time he finally rolled out of bed, the clock was his sworn enemy. His apartment was a daily scene of controlled chaos, a frantic search for matching socks, a gulp of cold coffee, a half-toasted piece of bread grabbed on the way out the door. He'd sprint to the train station, weaving through crowds, only to see the train doors slide shut just as he arrived. "Just my luck," he'd mutter, ignoring the fact that luck had very little to do with it. At work, Alex was known as almost here. His colleagues would joke about it. "What time do you think Alex will grace us with his presence today?" One would ask, "I'll bet your coffee he's here by 9:45. Another would reply. They laughed, but behind the laughter was a growing frustration. Alex was talented, no doubt. He was a brilliant graphic designer with a keen eye for detail, but his talent was constantly overshadowed by his tardiness. His boss, Mr. Harrison, was a patient man. He'd had several quiet chats with Alex. "Alex," he'd say, his voice calm but firm, "your work is excellent, but your punctuality is becoming a serious issue. It affects team morale. It makes you look unreliable." Alex would nod, apologize profusely, and promise to do better. And for a week, he would. He'd set 5 alarms, lay out his clothes the night before, and even make it to the office 10 minutes early. He'd feel a surge of pride, a sense of control, but then complacency would creep back in. "I've been so good," he'd think. "One little snooze won't hurt." And just like that, the cycle would begin again. The 5 minutes would turn into 10, then 20, and soon he was right back where he started. He saw his lateness as a personal quirk, a harmless flaw, like a funny-colored pair of socks. He failed to see it as a symptom of a deeper issue, a lack of discipline and respect, not just for others' time, but for his own. One year, the company announced a major project, a huge potential client that could secure the firm's future for the next decade. The pitch was a massive undertaking, and Mr. Harrison decided to put his best people on it. Alex was, naturally, chosen for the design team. This was his chance, the opportunity he'd been waiting for to prove his worth beyond any doubt. The final presentation was scheduled for a Monday morning at 9 a.m. sharp. The clients were flying in from overseas specifically for this meeting. Mr. Harrison gathered the team. "I don't need to tell you how important this is," he said, his eyes scanning each person. "Everyone needs to be on their A game. And Alex," he paused, looking directly at him, "that means being here, ready to go, at 8, no exceptions." Alex felt a knot in his stomach. The weight of that stare was immense. "You can count on me, sir," he said, his voice more confident than he felt. For 2 weeks, Alex was a changed man. He was the first one in, the last one out. He poured his heart and soul into the project, creating a design portfolio that was nothing short of breathtaking. The team was in awe. His concepts were innovative, his execution flawless. They were going to win this. Alex felt the thrill of genuine achievement, the satisfaction of hard work and dedication. The Sunday before the presentation, the team did a final run-through. Everything was perfect. They left the office buzzing with excitement and confidence. Alex went home feeling like he was on top of the world. He set 3 alarms on his phone and a backup analog clock, just in case. He laid out his best suit. He was not going to be late. He couldn't be. That night, however, an old friend called. They hadn't spoken in ages. One quick chat turned into a long trip down memory lane. Alex, feeling celebratory and relaxed, stayed on the phone longer than he should have. He went to bed much later than planned, but figured, "It's fine. I have so many alarms set. What could possibly go wrong?" The next morning, a strange silence filled his apartment. No blaring alarms, No insistent buzzing. Alex's eyes fluttered open, drawn by the bright sunlight streaming through his window. He glanced at the clock on his nightstand. The numbers burned into his vision. 8:47 a.m. A cold, sickening dread washed over him. His phone was dead. He'd forgotten to plug it in. And the analog clock. He'd forgotten to wind it. Panic, pure and absolute, took over. He threw on his suit, wrinkling it in his haste. He didn't even look in the mirror. He grabbed his portfolio and bolted out the door, his heart hammering against his ribs. He hailed a taxi, screaming at the driver to ignore every speed limit. The city, which had seemed so full of promise yesterday, now felt like a labyrinth designed to thwart him. Every red light was a personal insult, every traffic jam a conspiracy. He burst into the office building at 9:18 a.m. He ran to the conference room, his lungs on fire. As he reached for the door, it opened from the inside. Mr. Harrison stepped out, his face a mask of cold disappointment. He didn't look angry. He looked defeated. Behind him, Alex could see the clients packing their briefcases, their expressions unreadable. "Alex," Mr. Harrison said, his voice barely a whisper. "Where were you?" My alarm, the phone, it died." The excuses sounded pathetic, even to his own ears. Mr. Harrison just shook his head slowly. "We had to start without you, Alex. Your colleague had to present your designs. He did his best, but he didn't know the work like you did. He couldn't answer their specific questions about your vision. They appreciated the effort, but they felt if we couldn't be punctual for the most important meeting, how could they trust us with their multi-million-dollar account?" He paused, and the silence was deafening. "They're going with our competitor. The project is gone." Alex stood there, frozen. The portfolio in his hand suddenly felt like a ton of bricks. All his hard work, all his talent, all those late nights, all for nothing. Wasted. All because he couldn't conquer his habit of being 5 minutes late. That day, Alex didn't just lose a project. He lost the trust of his boss, the respect of his colleagues, and a week later, he lost his job. Being fired was the rock bottom he needed to hit. Stripped of his routine and his identity as a brilliant but tardy designer, he had nothing but time. For the first time, he didn't see time as an enemy to be outsmarted, but as a resource he had squandered. His chronic lateness wasn't a quirk. It was a profound disrespect for the commitments he made to others and to himself. It was a message to the world that his time was more valuable than theirs. The moral of this story isn't just don't be late for work. It's about understanding that integrity is built in the small moments. It's in the decision to get up when the alarm rings. It's in showing up when you say you will. It's about discipline, because discipline is not about punishment. It's about honoring the future you want for yourself, one punctual, deliberate step at a time. The smallest habits, good or bad, carve the path of our lives. Alex learned the hard way that you and build a great future on a foundation of just 5 more minutes. So, the next time you're tempted to hit that snooze button, think of Alex. Think about what you're really choosing. Are you choosing a few more moments of sleep? Or are you choosing to be the person who shows up for yourself and for others? Your future is built on the promises you keep today. Thanks for watching. If this story resonated with you, hit that like button and subscribe for more content about building a better, more disciplined life. See you in the next one.